Are you continually surrounded by temptations that sap your vitality and divert you from your actual mission? With social media, addiction, and porn, it's simple to feel helpless and lost. The 4 fundamental tests that every semen retainer must pass in order to master their life and undergo a significant spiritual metamorphosis are revealed in today's video from the Gods of Semen channel. Discover how to overcome these obstacles and realize your full potential by sticking with us through to the end. Distractions are not random occurrences in our society. Rather, they are well-designed traps designed to deprive us of our true selves. Consider this. Have you ever seen how everything appears to be crafted to grab your interest, drain your vitality, and lead you down a never-ending path of consumerism and transient pleasure? For men like us who want to resist temptation and direct our vital energy toward something worthwhile, this situation is even more dire. For instance, pornography is more than simply a fleeting delight. It is a profound trap that takes control of your thoughts, warps how you perceive relationships, and weakens your inner fortitude. Conversely, social media perpetuates feelings of inadequacy by showcasing flawless lives that are merely meticulously staged illusions. This is a subtle but brutal war, in my opinion, as Laertes. The temptations we encounter come from the darkest corners of our minds and are both internal and external. How many times have you made an attempt to escape just to end up back where you were before, feeling worn out and defeated? Without a doubt, this battle is challenging because it strikes on the core of what it means to be human. If left unchecked, the urge for instant gratification can take up valuable years of your life. To put it simply, seminal retention is a form of resistance to these influences. More than that, though, it's a path to self-recovery. You are actively refusing to be controlled by the world's diversions by holding on to your energy. This does not imply a lack of enjoyment or a disengagement from contemporary life. It does entail assuming responsibility for your life and deciding where, how, and with whom to focus your energies. Although this battle for the soul is alone, it need not be pointless. Every deliberate choice is a test of strength, and every temptation resisted is a success. And I want you to know that you've already taken a significant step if you're watching this video. The first step towards a solution is acknowledging the issue. Living on an automatic pilot powered by transient pleasures, many men are unaware that they are being exploited. The most remarkable aspect of this fight is that it is both spiritual and personal. By choosing retention, you are letting the world know that you are more than your physical self, and that you will not be defined by your instincts. You are expressing that you appreciate your energy and that you plan to utilize it to create, improve yourself, and accomplish a bigger goal. And nothing is more powerful than a man who is devoted to his goals and knows what he wants. However, I am aware of how serious this decision is. It's not simple. On some days, temptations will seem insurmountable. You'll question whether it's worth the effort. Throughout this trip, I've felt alone and asked myself these things. However, it is precisely during these times that you recognize the reality of the struggle and that you are headed in the correct direction. Most importantly, whatever how fierce the fight may be, it is not unwinnable. We'll go over the strategies, tactics, and mindsets that can help you prevail in this quiet fight throughout the course of the upcoming chapters. Let's discuss how to overcome these temptations, develop mental toughness, and turn your essential energy into potent fuel for your spiritual and psychological growth. I want to be more than just a guide here. I want to be your ally, someone who is here to support you and who knows what you're going through. We learn to turn our energy into power, our weakness into strength, and our struggle into victory on the Semen Gods trip. You are growing stronger, more conscious, and more connected to your mission with each step you take in this path. And you already possess the strength required to prevail if you sense that this message has struck a chord with you. I can assure you that this battle will be worthwhile even though it won't be simple. Together, let's go. In addition to fighting against outside temptations, the adventure we go on in the contemporary battle for the soul delves deeply into the philosophical and spiritual factors that support the seminal retention technique. Motivated by Semen writings, particularly his timeless treatise, The Perfect Matrimony, we discover a timeless manual that explains the 4 elemental tests, fire, air, water, and earth, that each candidate must pass in order to truly master themselves. With his ancestors' knowledge, Semen makes a clear connection between the problems we face today and the pharaoh's ancient Egypt. He serves as a reminder that while the circumstances may have evolved, The fundamental nature of the trials has not. The requirement for courage lies at the core of these difficulties, both in the physical world and in the extremely sensitive realm where our actual conflicts occur. Anor tells us that these trials are holy chances for spiritual development and advancement rather than just challenges. Examining these impacts enables us to see that the concept of seminal retention is not a recent one, developed in response to modern distractions. Conversely, it has its roots in long-standing spiritual traditions that acknowledge the significance of preserving and directing life energy in order to attain elevated realms of awareness and individual fulfillment. Anor gives us a methodical framework that not only validates this behavior, but also gives us the resources we need to deal with the challenges of personal development. To progress on our spiritual path, we need to master each of the 4 elementary tests, which each reflect a distinct aspect of the human experience and a developmental domain. Fire, a representation of fervor and vitality, tests our ability to restrain our cravings and remain composed in the face of temptation. Air, which stands for the intellect and thought, teaches us to be detached and to have faith in the unseen forces that shape our fate. In order to stay rooted in the middle of chaos, we must possess emotional mastery, as water is the element of emotions and intuition. Last but not least, the soil, a representation of steadiness and the physical body, challenges us to have fortitude and strength in the face of material hardship. According to Anor, these tests are more than just hardships. They are avenues for a person's complete metamorphosis. They challenge us to confront our worst anxieties, get over our shortcomings, and find an inner power we frequently aren't aware we have. We discover that the core of the seminal retention technique is its capacity to change us from the inside out, bringing our vital energy into alignment with our higher purpose by relating these age-old tests to current challenges. It is impossible to overstate the importance of these tests in the current environment. Today's world is full of distractions and increasingly complex and nuanced temptations. Sexual addictions, social networking, and pornography are just a few of the ways our life's energy is continuously sapped and misdirected from its actual function. But by firmly establishing ourselves in Semen Anor's teachings, we discover a methodical way to fend against these forces and refocus our energies on spiritual development and creation. This strategy is much more effective because it may be used in real-world situations. In addition to introducing us to the tests, Anor also gives us advice on how to handle them successfully. He shows us that the bravery required to face these challenges is an innate trait that every one of us possesses rather than an outside force. As a result, the seminal retention technique becomes a tool for both overcoming temptation and finding the inner bravery to use as a spark for personal growth. Every obstacle we overcome along the way is a step closer to reaching our divine potential rather than just a victory over a particular temptation. Fire teaches us to control our emotions and keep our composure. We learn to trust life's flow and let go as we breathe. We develop resilience and emotional control in the water. And here on Earth, we establish a strong base of stability and strength that enables us to confront hardship with courage and resolve. The idea that the practice of seminal retention is a comprehensive journey that embraces all facets of being human is further supported by this connection between ancient trials and contemporary problems. It is a spiritual practice that incorporates the mind, body, and spirit in an ongoing process of development and evolution, not merely a physical discipline. By following Semen Anor's path, we become more complete and cognizant human beings who can express our genuine selves in the world, in addition to becoming better retainers. Ultimately, Semen Anor's writings serve as a strong source of inspiration for our groundbreaking retention technique. It gives us the insight we require to comprehend the difficulties we encounter and the means by which we might surmount them. She also reminds us that this trip is a search for spiritual and personal mastery, a road that connects us to our divine purpose and removes us from the distractions of the modern world. Despite its many difficulties, the path is incredibly fulfilling because it enables us to realize the actual power and potential that each of us possesses. Have you ever been overpowered by temptations that sapped your vitality and diverted you from your actual mission? With social media, addiction, and porn, it's simple to feel helpless and lost. However, what if I told you that this internal conflict might be turned into a path to spiritual strength and self-awareness? Alchemy of the Gods, my latest book, is now available in print, digital, and audiobook formats. For individuals looking to boost their energy and accomplish significant personal growth, this book is a masterwork that combines fundamental ideas like Kundalini, crystalline oil, and spiritual freedom. You will learn how to employ crystalline oils to cleanse your body and mind, awaken your Kundalini to unleash your dormant potential, and attain spiritual emancipation that enables you to connect with your higher self in Alchemy of the Gods. Don't pass up the chance to receive this life-changing knowledge. The book's purchase link may be found in the video's description and pinned comments. Purchase your copy right away to get started on the road to a more complete and contented existence. First, though, I have some unexpected news for you. The Gods of Semen channel's leader, Laert, is here to provide something that goes beyond what you are already aware of regarding seminal retention. The Semen Retention Success Path is the ultimate manual you've been looking for if you're prepared to change your life and increase your energy to completely new heights. In order to create an audiobook that is full of important information for your development, I researched the 6 main topics of significant retention content. Visit us for an unconventional voyage of self-discovery and personal development. Imagine regaining your vigor, developing deeply and permanently, and discovering a vast amount of vital energy. This audiobook is a master key that unlocks doors to a new degree of achievement and fulfillment, not merely a source of knowledge. There's more. You will receive a 30% discount on my special ebook, The Art of Semen Retention for Men, which is more than 20 pages lengthy, when you buy the audiobook. It will teach you how to develop your spirituality, personal growth, emotional equilibrium, self-awareness, self-improvement, spiritual connection, and life purpose. This ebook is a vital resource for assisting you in realizing your full potential. I would also want to extend an invitation to you to join our channel. An exceptional chance to become a significant supporter and obtain special benefits is provided by the new Gods of Semen membership tab. Being a member entitles you to bonus resources, exclusive lives, early access to new stuff, and much more. It allows you to directly support us and guarantees that we will always provide you with the greatest news and information. Come up and join a group of people who are committed to personal and spiritual development. Your involvement not only advances our goal, but also provides us with tremendous inspiration to keep coming up with new ideas and producing high-caliber material. Save time. Join the Gods of Semen, dive into the Semen Retention Success Path, and change your life with Alchemy of the Gods. All of these resources were designed to assist you in living a life that is in harmony with your ultimate purpose, encouraging harmony, spiritual fulfillment, and unmatched personal growth. To guarantee your instant access and start your path to real personal power and mastery, click the link in the description and pinned comments. As the Gods of Semen, we transcend the commonplace and attain genuine spiritual and individual fulfillment. We start by comprehending the fundamentals of the 4 basic tests that form the basis of seminal retention. In addition to being natural elements, fire, air, water, and earth also symbolize deep problems that affect many facets of our existence. Each of these components highlights a distinct aspect of the human experience and necessitates ongoing personal development on our part. For instance, fire represents both our passion and the composure required to manage it. Learning to direct our strong emotions in a positive manner and keep them from devouring us is what it means to face the fire. It demonstrates our capacity to maintain composure in the face of emotional upheavals and to channel unfiltered energy into constructive force. In turn, air is a symbol of trust and distance. It is the test that forces us to trust life's course and let go of the things we cannot control. Mastering the air entails developing a robust mind that can react to changes without losing focus in a world where uncertainty is ever present. It's about letting go and letting things happen naturally, without getting too attached to certain results. The element of emotion and intuition is water. This test challenges us to explore the depths of our emotions and to negotiate the choppy waters inside without becoming overwhelmed by bad emotions. Being able to identify and control our emotions in a healthy manner is a prerequisite for mastering. Water. It's about turning emotional upheaval into a driving force for personal development by achieving stability and equilibrium even in the face of difficult external situations. Lastly, the ground represents stability and physical toughness. The material challenges of life, Such financial hardships, health issues, or societal pressures are presented to us in this test. In order to be able to withstand external storms, we must build a strong foundation of resolve and strength by facing the earth. It involves creating an internal framework that supports our individual and spiritual development and guarantees that we can tackle any obstacle head-on with bravery and tenacity. Understanding how these components are interconnected is essential to comprehending the spiritual ascension process. Instead of being in isolation, each test is a component of a larger total that seeks to change the person as a whole. In addition to strengthening the practice of seminal retention, passing these exams encourages an integral metamorphosis that has a profound and long-lasting impact on our mind, body, and soul. Each component seems to symbolize a layer of our lives, and by becoming proficient with them, we are able to attain an inner balance that raises our consciousness and sense of fulfillment. This synopsis of the 4 elementary tests sets the stage for the subsequent chapters' more thorough and in-depth examination of each. Knowing the role and significance of each component provides us with the knowledge and resources we need to meet the unique challenges that lie ahead, enabling us to overcome any obstacles that may arise. It is a necessary prelude to the adventure we are about to take, in which every challenge will serve as a chance to develop and fortify our individual mastery. Therefore, seminal retention is much more than just a straightforward physical discipline. It is a spiritual journey that guides us to face and transcend the most profound facets of our humanity. In addition to overcoming outside temptations, enduring the trials of fire, air, water, and earth helps us develop an inner strength that enables us to turn our shortcomings into strengths. Every obstacle we face on this path of self-discovery and self-improvement gets us one step closer to our actual selves and divine calling. We'll examine each of these tests in greater detail in the upcoming chapters, as well as the methods and attitudes required to pass them. Let's learn how water can lead us to emotional mastery, how air can teach us to trust and let go, how fire can be a force for good, and how earth can provide us with stability and resilience. Every chapter will serve as a component that, when put together, will show our spiritual and individual journey in its whole. Our groundbreaking retention method is strengthened by this integrated strategy, which also equips us to handle the challenges of contemporary life with poise and resolve. It is a daily struggle to keep our essential energy pure in a world full of distractions and difficulties. But by comprehending and mastering the 4 elementary tests, we may better navigate these choppy seas, transforming every challenge into a learning experience and every difficulty into a springboard for reaching our greatest potential. In conclusion, our groundbreaking retention path is based on an overview of the 4 elementary exams. It serves as a roadmap that helps us navigate the complexities of human life and provides the information and resources we need to make significant and lasting changes in our lives. We become more complete human beings who are aware of and in line with our divine mission by comprehending and passing these exams. We also become better retainers. Every step on this path of complete metamorphosis brings us one step closer to discovering our actual selves and finding spiritual fulfillment. The trial by fire, the first simple test, is a potent illustration of our capacity to control strong emotions and remain composed in the face of everyday temptations. As a representation of activity and vitality, fire has the capacity to both destroy and purify, to consume or refine things that are necessary for our survival. We put ourselves in front of the fires of our deepest desires when we commit to seminal retention, where passion, impatience, and fury can quickly overwhelm us if we are not ready to control their intensity. This chapter adapts an ancient Egyptian ritual, initiates facing actual flames to test their resolve for the contemporary world. These days we deal with metaphorical rather than physical flames, uninvited explicit content, sexual photos on social media, and face-to-face encounters that continually test our resolve. These temptations are present everywhere and are ready to derail us from our chosen course. Being able to recognize these triggers is essential to preserving the integrity of our life force. One crucial tactic is to create conditions that support seminal retention. This entails creating areas that encourage calm and focus in addition to eliminating stimuli that might arouse undesirable urges. Our strongest ally on this path is mental and physical discipline. For instance, Establishing a daily meditation practice can help center our thoughts and soothe a restless mind, which lowers our tendency to succumb to temptations. The essence of the mastery we seek is the transformation of sexual energy into spiritual and creative energy. This means refocusing our passions in a positive direction rather than denying or repressing them. We can achieve greater levels of spiritual and personal fulfillment by learning how to turn the raw energy of lust into creative force through the practice of seminal retention. Mastering fire allows us to use our passions as tools for personal development in addition to overcoming temptations. In this perspective, serenity is a potent type of self-control rather than just the absence of emotion. Our inner strength is demonstrated when we remain composed in the face of outside pressures and annoyances. Instead of reacting rashly to misfortune, serenity enables us to respond with clarity and purpose. This ability is particularly important in the era of social media, where conversations are frequently fleeting and full of snap decisions. Our ability to maintain composure under pressure is taught by the seminal retention technique. We undergo a significant metamorphosis when we learn to control the judgment of fire. In addition to developing the ability to withstand temptation, we also learn how to use our passions to drive us closer to our greatest objectives. Our behaviors, attitudes, and interactions with the outside world all reflect this internal and exterior metamorphosis. Our ability to regulate our emotions is strengthened by consistent seminal retention practice, which leads to more stability and harmony in our life. This firebending adventure really speaks to me personally. In certain periods of my life, passion and rage threatened to pull me off the course I had chosen, and temptations felt intolerable. The seminal retention technique served as my compass during these times, enabling me to keep the composure and focus I needed to keep going. Every time I managed to turn an enormous passion into a creative force, I experienced an unfathomable sense of accomplishment and empowerment. Fire also represents purification. In a sense, we are cleansing ourselves of the pollutants that can mask our actual selves when we confront our impulses with self-control and discipline. A closer relationship with our divine purpose and the realization of our full potential depend on this purification. In addition to preserving our essential energy, seminal retention refines it and turns it into a potent force for spiritual advancement and creation. Unquestionably, firebending is a difficult but incredibly rewarding path. Every challenge surmounted is a triumph that bolsters our will and confidence in our capacity to change. It serves as a continual reminder that we may find the composure and fortitude necessary to remain steadfast in our mission, even in the face of the most fierce fires. In addition to being a groundbreaking method of memory retention, this practice encourages us to live intentionally, purposefully, and in balance. The fire trial, which symbolizes our capacity to control strong emotions and remain composed in the face of temptation, is, in essence, a crucial test in the process of seminal retention. We may turn our emotions into effective instruments for spiritual and personal development if we approach this challenge with bravery and self-control. By empowering us to live more intentionally and in accordance with our divine purpose, this practice lays a strong basis for our ongoing development. In addition to overcoming temptations, controlling fire raises us to a higher plane of existence where our life force is directed purposefully and consciously toward achieving our greatest objectives. The trial of the air, the second elementary test, is a profound voyage that challenges us to examine our ability to trust in the unseen forces that regulate our life and to be detached. Air, which stands for the mind and thought, is a sign of freedom, but also poses the difficulty of letting go of things beyond our control. These days, we live in a time when our mental and emotional fortitude is put to the test by frequent social media comparisons, unstable finances, and emotional problems in relationships. In order to pass this test, one must exercise seminal retention, which fortifies the mind and fosters the mental clarity and discipline required to handle the challenges of the air. Letting go becomes an important skill in a world full with expectations and stimulation. By committing to seminal retention, we are effectively teaching our minds to ignore the distractions of the outer world and concentrate on the important things. This enables us to develop a more resilient and adaptive mind, in addition to helping us maintain composure in the face of chaos. For instance, social networks provide a continual source of rivalry and comparison. Every post, like, and comment can serve as a chance to reflect on our own value and goals. By teaching us to let go of these outside validations, seminal retention enables us to discover genuine self-confidence. It serves as a reminder that our power lies in our capacity to stay focused and clear on our spiritual and personal objectives, not in the acceptance of others. Another issue that will put our ability to be detached and trusting to the test is financial insecurity. When the economy is unstable, it's simple to feel overburdened and worried about the future. But by engaging in seminal retention exercises, we cultivate a more focused and organized mind that can calmly confront these uncertainties. We learn to trust the divine process and believe that we have the inner strength to face every problem that comes our way, regardless of external circumstances, rather than giving up or being unduly tied to particular outcomes. Another important indication of the assessment of air is emotional turbulence in relationships. It takes a composed mind and unwavering confidence to remain composed and clear during disagreements and miscommunications. Our capacity to communicate effectively and truthfully is strengthened by seminal retention, which enables us to compassionately and successfully convey our wants and feelings. We learn to let go and trust the organic flow of human interactions rather than reacting rashly or harboring resentment, which leads to the development of more meaningful and healthy relationships. Have you ever experienced constant temptation that left you worn out and disengaged from your actual purpose? I want you to know that you are not alone, since I understand how difficult this everyday struggle is. Our shared experience of the 4 elementary trials shown that we can transform our energy and attain profound spiritual and personal mastery even when faced with the most severe hardship. If this video spoke to you, please share it with others who are looking for this evolution, like it, and subscribe to the Gods of Semen channel so you don't miss any inspiring videos. Don't stop there. Watch our upcoming video to keep moving forward on your path to real fulfillment and power. We are stronger when we work together.